Race day has started and question 1 is which car should you choose? That needs to be your decision, but I will show you the specs of the base cars here. So there you go, here's the specs of each one. And personally, I'm picking the Porsche because of its high acceleration, or I should say short acceleration, and nice top speed. They all have great grip. If you go into the description, you can fast forward to different stages if you want to, or if you need to hop back and forth. So I'll put timestamp links there. These cars are really grippy, and that grip is amplified by these cars being slower than cars that usually have this kind of grip. So it takes a little bit of getting used to maximize these cars. Don't be afraid to push it, especially in stages that don't require you to stay on track, like you don't get punished for being off track. Use those stages to just experiment. Oh, watch this. You see that funny dip? That's most likely an old glitch that they fixed the glitch, but they must have used some, I don't know, some old track details. If you experiment with that, you could actually throw your car high in the air. By the way, as soon as you pass the 8 cars, this stage is over, so you might as well get it done with quick. I'm going to throw a video up if you want to experiment with that spot. I'll try to find time to experiment with it. I'm going to fast forward through some of this stuff here. At the very end of this stage, I'll put up a video that shows you how you can do some stuff there if the glitch is there. If it's not there, it won't work. Now, there is instant R&D on tuning and on servicing, but right now I don't need any, so I'm not going to get any. Alright, so this is another one. Laps here are so long, you don't want to run them if you don't have to. Unless you're not familiar with this track, then you really should be getting some practice in. But I am ridiculously familiar with this track, so let's just see how late I can brake. Wow, I could have actually been on the brakes even later. Okay, so it's supposed to hit a certain speed 3 times, and what you may not know is, if you hit that speed and then slow down enough, you could hit the speed again on the very same section. You can't just go, like I think it said 249 kilometers per hour, so you can't go 249, then 248, then 249 again. You can't go down by just 1. You got to go down by like 5 or 10, I forget. I used to know the percentage, and I don't know anymore. But we'll just see here. So, okay, I've already hit it once. There I am hitting it the second time. I went down to 238. Let's see if that's going to work. There we go. Race over. So, this first stage is going by pretty fast, and I am going to max out my earnings soon. Well, I might have to go spend some currency before I start day 2. Anyhow, I think I should have enough here. Finish in under 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Frankly, that doesn't sound very hard at all. Let's see when the timer starts. Okay, it's not going to start till we actually cross the line. No trouble at all. I am very familiar with this track. Now, you can take off-track cuts. I'm not going to be doing that this time around. I might as well just make sure. I need to brush up on these braking points. Again, I'm still braking a little bit earlier than I have to. Wow, I'm really surprised how deep you can drive this thing into the corners. The Corvette and the Aston Martin should be quite similar. Like, they're all going to be a little bit different. I'm actually surprised at the difference in acceleration, but it's not that big, honestly. So they're all going to be very closely matched. And I love drafting features. Drafting can be a lot of fun, and don't forget to get in front of them and get a push. I'm noticing if you, especially with these easier bots at the beginning here, if you clip them very much, they just hit the brakes. And even as you go to get in front of them, they really hit the brakes. Kind of wish they didn't. I like to slide in front of a bot and get pushed. Whoa! Well, that was an oops. I was trying to brake really late, and I just didn't time it very well. I didn't expect the bot to take such a stupid racing line. I mean, maybe I'm the one taking the stupid racing line, but I don't think so. He should have been going in more to the inside. He was like right in the middle of the track, which is that's just bad racing. Oh well, part of this game is in learning where the bots are going to drive and anticipating that. and that is how the bad bots drive. Like that guy too, he was right in the middle of the track. That's just not how you would ever drive in a race. You would be going to the inside, you know, taking the shortest path through the corner. Unless you're a bot, apparently. Oh well, I'm not worried. As you notice there, I checked and I've got a cracked windshield, so that's definitely affected my performance. Again, I'm not concerned. My lead is already ridiculous. I cut that a little bit. Again, there's no penalty if you go off track here. If you're not familiar with off-track driving, then it could hurt you, especially if you're using assists. Assists don't want you to be off track. I have no assists. I don't drive with assists. I used to a long time ago, but it's a lot more fun when you don't, to be honest. If you lose a bit of traction, especially if it's just a tiny bit of traction, you can just regain it and not really lose that much time. But if you've got traction control, it's just going to slam on the brakes. Oops, I got off track a little bit there too. That ate up a lot of my speed. One thing with these cars that are a little bit slower, you get off track a little bit and your momentum just isn't there, so it eats it up. Okay, basically 1.25 minutes once I got onto this section, and you definitely do not need to be braking for a while yet. So no braking here. Easy to take this, even if you have kind of sloppy trajectory, like, you know, I had to hit the brakes a little bit so I didn't go flying off track making that pass. Well, let's see here. Can I just stay full throttle then? Another one. Oh, nuts. Hit him again. I noticed that my car didn't hit the funny bump that time. So maybe that glitch was just on that one stage. I'll have to keep watching for that. But still, look at that. Look how much time I have left over. 2 accidents and piles of time left over. No worries at all. And again, I've got no tuning and no driver XP at this point, although it looks like I could be leveling up if I wanted to, which I will do. We'll go level up that driver and see what that does. What's that do there? It should give a minor, very, very minor increase to the stats. I was expecting more than that. That's not very much. But it didn't cost a lot of gold, so I guess that's just the way it is. Okay, so again, we're on lap 0. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that drive with assists, and there has been a problem in the game with assists when you're driving lap 0. See, right now I'm on lap 0. That's supposed to be fixed in update 8.5. So let me know if that is fixed. If you're someone who drives with assists, how is your car handling right now? Because apparently in prior updates, the cars have handled very badly for the first part of a lap like this, lap 0. There are other races in the game that are like this. Basically, any rolling start race has a 0 lap. So watch, when I cross the line, now I'm on lap 1. And so you can see how that would really hurt people who use assists, because there's a lot of lap 0s in these types of events. Almost everything lately is a rolling start. And I don't mind rolling starts, but I could see if you're using assists that could really handicap you. Like, starting in about update 8.0, a lot of the bots took some really stupid racing lines. And so then if you ran assists, it would make you take those same really silly racing lines. Like at Circuit of the Americas, COTA. That one was really nasty, where they'd try to stay in the middle of the track while taking a hairpin turn. And it's just ridiculous, because they kind of jump out and hit you. It's improved a little bit, but I still find that track to be a little bit odd when it comes to the traffic. Alright, let's see how I can handle this now, because I'm not really sure what this guy's going to do. Do I go under? Oh, not really. It didn't really work. Well, I'll sort that out. I am not giving you polished runs. This is just how it's happening. So I'm not going to reset just because I hit that guy. I'm just going to keep on going. I don't expect this to be any trouble at all. It's stage 1. Everything should be really easy. And again, these are different bots than what we normally see. I guess I haven't mentioned that during this particular event, but for a long time now, the bots we get in special events, race day events, track day events, etc., they're different than the bots that you face in the game. So you might be used to seeing names like Oral Pod or Rattlesnack, all these different names that we see so often, and then you get in these events and it's a whole bunch of other bots that we're not used to seeing. Like this guy up here. I've seen him in lots of other events, but you never see him in the regular races, in the regular part of the game. What I mean is road collection races or motorsports races. I still want to say career because road collection used to be career. That changed a while back. So that's why you sometimes hear me tripping up a little bit because I'm used to the game being a certain way for the last 4+ years. One thing I'll get into in a different video here on stage 2 or 3 is Le Mans has many parts that look like they're off track and they are not off track. And you really need to maximize that. Like there, that's not off track where I just went. And if you don't know that, then you're taking that corner far too tight and you're losing speed on that corner. So you really need to know where you can maximize this track. We are certainly going to have some stages that are going to have no off-track requirements. Now with this car being so insanely grippy, I'm wondering if it's possible to stay full throttle through this entire section. Well, not if you take it like that. But I'm not going to give up on that. I'm going to keep trying because I think it might be possible if you have just the right trajectory. It's a lot about trajectory in this game because that corner did have some banking to it. So I was in the center to the outside of that corner, and that might be why that happened. We'll have to keep trying it. I don't think I had any trouble there. Yeah, no problem at all. Again, I'm going to zip through some of this in-between stuff because this is Le Mans and we're going to be getting some longer races here. And there we go. I believe, yes, that is finishing stage 1. There are my rewards, taking me over 4 million. I gotta go spend some currency. I got a McLaren 720S GT3 to upgrade, so there we go. Here's a couple of video links, including the old Le Mans glitch, in case it's working again. Let me know if you can do anything with it. Other stages coming soon.